I'm Rear Admiral Thomas M. Dykers, retired. Submariners during World War II were accustomed to being attacked by almost any kind of aircraft or surface vessel. It was unusual, however, for submarines to engage each other in combat. In this chapter of the Silent Service, we take you aboard one of our submarines engaged in a U-boat hunt. The story is dedicated to the USS Flounder and the USS Basugo, the two United States submarines which sank German U-boats in the Pacific during World War II. Halfway through 1944, the USS Seanettle was on station in the Formosa Strait.
Message from Com Subpack, Captain. Urgent to all subs.
Did you read it yet?
No, sir. Fred just finished decoding it.
German U-boat somewhere in area of South China Sea headed for Japan, carrying cargo of utmost importance, sink at all costs. Sink at all costs.
I wonder what he's carrying.
I imagine Com Subpack knows what he's doing. Let's take a look at the chart. Howie, come on up and take the con.
Doesn't seem like much chance of us getting a crack at him. There's a lot of ocean. There's a whole mess of boats in it.
Well, maybe we'll be lucky. Of course, we've only got 3 torpedoes left. If we miss him with those, we're down to throwing rocks at him.
Well, he probably won't get up this far anyway.
No, probably not. Not with every boat in the area looking for him.
You know, he shouldn't be that hard to pinpoint.
How come?
Well, he's had a pretty long haul. He probably refueled at sea off the east coast of Africa. He'd be about due for another refueling now. Singapore'd be the place to do it.
Well, you can bet Com Subpack's thought of that. And probably got a couple of guys waiting for him.
I wonder where he is.
You know, if I were that Nazi skipper, I'd never touch Singapore. I'd figure they were expecting me there. No, sir. I'd come around Sumatra, up through Sunda Strait, and make my run from there.
You're quite sure of your calculations, Kreuger?
Yes, Herr Kapitän. The stars are very clear tonight.
Good. What is our fuel situation?
Low, Herr Kapitän. But we will have no trouble if the Milchcow submarine is where it should be.
The Führer's Navy does not make mistakes, Kreuger.
I did not mean to infer, Herr Kapitän.
Object of starboard beam. Clear the bridge. Dive! Dive!
Periscope depth. Barrel stations.
Periscope depth, Herr Captain.
Very well. Up periscope. Bearing. Mark.
090.
Range. Mark.
2,400 yards.
Down periscope. It's a pity. Could have been one less of them.
Why not, Herr Kapitän? He could never have gotten a message off in time.
That's why I am in command. Our getting to Japan is a lot more important than one American submarine.
The German skipper knew his business. Every possible evasive tactic to elude the American submarine searching for him was used. He stopped and submerged to confuse their calculations of his speed of advance. He also made changes in his course, but although he dodged about the South China Sea, he always turned back towards his objective, Japan. The Seanettle patrolled her area more alert than ever, as repeated messages from ComSubPac stressed the urgency of finding the U-boat.
Whatever that joker's carrying, he sure got ComSubPac excited.
Well, either they missed him at Singapore or he never put in for refueling. Maybe he's planning a rendezvous to refuel at sea.
Well, your first guess was right. What's your guess this time?
Okay. I'm a Nazi skipper. I'm carrying a cargo that's so important, every sub in the South China Sea is looking for me, right?
Right.
Okay. I've got to assume, for my own safety, that you know roughly where I am.
Very roughly.
Well, maybe. At least you know I'm headed for Japan. So, I can't afford to fool around out here in the middle of the ocean. And by this time, no matter how careful I've been, I'd have to be at least there.
Well, that's pinpointing it pretty good. But it's still only a guess.
That's what you asked for, wasn't it?
Radar contact bearing 150, range 30,000 yards.
Jimmy, pull the plug.
Clear the bridge. Dive! Dive!
Seanettle closed her target while the tracking party calculated its course and speed.
This is the biggest convoy we've latched onto all the troll.
Bearing? Mark.
005.
Range? Mark.
2,000 yards.
Downstroke. We can't gamble, Sam. We've only got 3 torpedoes left.
Gamble, Captain? We got a setup here. You're only guessing about the U-boat. That's the gamble.
Maybe. The more I think about it, the better I like my guess. Besides, with the fuss ComSubPac's kicking up, I imagine that U-boat's worth more than a couple of freighters.
Captain, that U-boat isn't going to get up this far.
You guarantee that, Sam?
The Nazi captain was skillful, but he was also shot with incredible luck. In the same area on the prowl for American ships was a Japanese submarine, and 2,500 feet above flew an American bomber on anti-submarine patrol. She spotted a submarine diving and came in racing for the kill.
What's up?
You're not going to like it. Plane down south got a submarine.
10 degrees, 14 minutes north. 115 degrees east.
I knew that Nazi wouldn't get this far.
This thing didn't say it was a German they got.
Oh, come on, Captain. He's right where you figured he'd be.
Maybe. Well, anyhow, we'll find someplace to put those fish.
I sure hope so. It'll be the first time we ever came home with torpedoes aboard.
Yeah.
At the scene of the sinking, the American patrol plane examined the wreckage, as was the custom, to make positive identification.
Captain,
What is it, Sam?
it's farewell to the glamorous, scenic South China Sea.
You get our message off to the force commander?
Yes, sir.
Very well. Notify all hands we're on our way home. Come right to new course 235.
The U-boat captain had reached the last leg of his journey, but his evasive tactics had forced him to use more fuel than he had anticipated.
Well? Very low, Herr Kapitän. But the Milchkar reports she's on station.
Good. Very good. Let's refuel, finish this mission, and get back to what we should be doing. fighting, not running.
Seanettle was on her way home, but her crew never relaxed their alertness. She still had 3 torpedoes they wanted to put to use.
You got that crystal ball shined up, Captain?
What's that mean?
That submarine they sank. It wasn't the U-boat. Where is he now?
How should I know? Oh, I'm not that good, Sam. Anyhow, it's not our problem anymore.
Bridge, radar contact bearing 230, range 25,000 yards.
Oh, it couldn't be. Clear the bridge! Clear the bridge! Dive! Dive! There he is.
The U-boat?
No. We'll get rid of our fish. It's a Japanese sub. Take a look, Sam. Set torpedo depth, 10 feet.
Torpedo depth, 10 feet.
Stand by. Bearing. Mark.
325.
Range. Belay that. Take another look, Sam.
I don't get it. What's he blinking for?
How much faith do you have in my crystal ball?
You made me a believer, Captain.
That Nazi skipper, he's come a long way. If he hasn't refueled yet, he's due. That sub out there might just be his milk cow. You don't buy it?
Captain, I don't argue with that crystal ball anymore. But we're getting pretty low on fuel ourselves.
Well, we won't be going out of our way. Let's just hang around a little bit. See what happens.
She is there.
Down periscope. Prepare to surface.
All surfacing stations manned, Herr Captain.
Very well. Surface.
Captain, sound contact 051.
Dive. Dive, emergency.
Sound contact, bearing 231.
Silent running.
Sorry, Captain, it's gone.
Well, what did it sound like?
Hard to say, Captain. Might have been screws, but it didn't get much of a shot at it.
All right, stay with it, Johnson.
I hear nothing further, Capitan.
What was it?
I cannot tell, Herr Capitan. Sound conditions are not too good.
It could be nothing, Herr Captain. A school of fish. Maybe even the milk cow herself. She's on that bearing.
Give me a course for Hong Kong.
But, Herr Captain, the fuel. I don't think we can...
I did not ask you to think. A course to Hong Kong, please.
All through the night, Seanettle kept her vigil, hoping she had the proper bait. She had. But her fish had refused it. The Nazi skipper had slipped quietly away to safer waters. His luck was still holding.
Good morning, Captain. Anything?
Nothing. Thanks.
Well, we tried. Why don't we sink her and head for home?
You know, I may be getting stubborn in my old age, but I got a kind of a funny hunch about this thing. That guy's a real sharpie.
This sounds like it's getting to be a personal thing with you.
Maybe. But according to Com Subpack, he's still the most important boat in these waters.
Are you convinced he's here?
Well, look. If we were right about Singapore, about his not refueling until now and all the rest of it, well, he just can't go any farther until he fills his tanks.
All right.
Well, where's he going to fill them? Outside of that sub up there.
Hong Kong?
Where else can he go?
Well, Captain, even if you're right, what about our fuel problem? We can't chase him all over the ocean.
Let's not just talk about it. Let's figure out exactly how far we can chase him.
What about our friend upstairs?
Oh, we just have to gamble. But if we can make it, we're going to take a quick look at Hong Kong.
The remaining fuel supply was carefully checked. Seanettle could just about make it. Outside Hong Kong harbor, Captain Kennedy settled down to wait. Seanettle waited all that day, all that night, and most of the following day.
We just about had it on fuel, Captain.
Yeah, you're right, Sam. Guess the crystal ball just isn't working anymore. Now we'll surface and head for the barn as soon as it's dark.
Sorry, Captain.
Ah, you can't win them all.
Screws, bearing 090.
Up scope. Down scope, nothing out there. Turn on your loudspeaker.
Bearing 092, closing.
That's him, all right.
Doesn't have to be, Captain. Could be Japanese.
No, we've been too right up to now. It's got to be him. Take us down to 200 feet. We'll try and stay on his tail. Come right to new course 040.
Right, new course, 040.
Kill all fans in the ventilation system.
On periscope. Take new course 015.
Herr Kapitän, propeller sound, bearing 180.
Submarine. Dead astern.
It could be Japanese, Herr Kapitän.
They would have told us. All ahead emergency.
Screws speeding up, opening fast.
He's making a run for it. Don't lose him now, Johnson.
4 hours the chase went on, the U-boat skipper maneuvering brilliantly, drawing on his many years of undersea experience. But Captain Kennedy was constantly one jump ahead of him, anticipating his every move.
He is good. We must be better. Dead slow ahead. Silent running. Stand by all tubes.
Rig for silent running.
Rig for silent running, aye, aye.
Now began a silent war of nerves, for there was no longer the hunter and the hunted. Now both were hunters. One wrong move would end the hunt, and neither could take the chance of making it. The Nazi skipper couldn't surface for fear of being blown out of the water, but neither could Seanettle for the same reason, not even long enough to radio for help. It was a standoff, but the U-boat skipper had one advantage he didn't know about. Seanettle desperately needed a battery charge.
We're just going to have to sweat it out as long as we can, Sam.
Well, it may not be much longer, Captain.
The Nazi captain got the first break. As soon as he commenced echo ranging, he got a solid contact on Seanettle.
Herr Kapitän.
I hear it. This is what we have been waiting for.
Quickly and efficiently, his crew prepared the U-boat for firing.
Kick it deep. Emergency. All ahead flank.
All ahead flank.
Level off. All ahead 1/3.
Level off.
Captain, we haven't enough battery to do that again.
This is the captain. I think you deserve to know what we're going to do. We may be the last boat to get a crack at this Nazi sub, but we can't get him if we stay down here. If we surface, we may give him first crack at us, but we've got no choice. It's either bait him or run, and we're not about to run. So we're going to head right for him to give him as small a target as possible, and then we're going to surface. If he takes the bait, I intend to fire our last 3 torpedoes and follow right down the track. If they miss him, we're going to try to ram him. Good luck. Battle stations. Stand by to surface.
It sounds like they are surfacing, Herr Captain.
This first mistake. Up to periscope depth. Quietly.
Cube 1 to 4, ready to fire. Target, red 5, speed 3 knots, range 1,500 meters. Torpedo speed 30 knots, running depth 3 meters. Lined up. Fire! Torpedo wings, dead ahead. Steady as you go. All ahead flank. Bearing. Mark. Shoot. Torpedoes passing down both sides.
Racing down the track of her own torpedoes, Seanettle and her crew were completely prepared to make the final sacrifice.
All ahead standard. Set us a course for home, Sam.
It will be a pleasure, Captain.
I'll be back in a moment. Simon Lake and John P. Holland were the fathers of our present-day submarine. But if they were alive today, they would undoubtedly have trouble recognizing their brainchild. With atomic power and the latest in sound gear, the submarine is steadily loosening the ties that bind her to the surface and is becoming more and more a creature of the deep. Our respect and admiration to those who man our marvelous submarines of today, and perhaps just a touch of envy for those who will do so in the future. For the submarines of tomorrow will undoubtedly be as different from ours as ours are from those first conceived by Holland and Lake. The threat of nuclear explosions above and the harnessing of nuclear power for propulsion submerged have promoted the submarine to an ever-growing position of importance in the navies of the world. It is highly possible that in years to come, a prerequisite for warships will be an ability to submerge. Please join us again for another thrilling story of the silent service.
Take her down and off and by through the deep blue underneath the ocean. We'll control the ocean wide from down, down underneath the sea. Safe and close, we'll pass the word in the future yet to be. That will say, as long as there's a submariner underneath the sea, so rig for dive and take the down, down, go down, down underneath the ocean. Fearless men will find me down in the deep blue underneath the sea.